Hello my dear friends and welcome back to another Star Wars news update. In today's video we're going to be talking about Sabine Wren, the Book of Boba Fett and more. As always my dear friends, before we dive into the news, please may I ask you to hit that big red subscribe button if you've not done so already, and also be sure to give that bell a good old tickle to be alerted each and every time that I post a new video. But without much further ado and without any more jibber jabber, let's dive straight into it. So we're going to start with the big news of the day. Natasha Liu Bordizzo has officially been cast as Sabine Wren for the Ahsoka series. For several months now we've been hearing that Lucasfilm were looking to cast the right actress to play the role of the iconic Mandalorian from Star Wars Rebels. And now my dear friends, they found her. I personally think the casting is an excellent choice. Not only does Natasha resemble what you might expect a live action version of Sabine to look like, but she's also incredibly talented, with a few amazing credits under her belt already. Variety broke the news a few hours ago, so let's dive into what they had to say. Ahsoka Tano Disney Plus series cast Natasha Liu Bordizzo as Sabine Wren. The character was first introduced to Star Wars in the animated series Star Wars Rebels. She is a young Mandalorian and a weapons expert, particularly when it comes to explosives. She is known for her love of graffiti and is a dropout of the Imperial Academy on Mandalore. After the fall of the Empire, Sabine Wren and Ahsoka Tano struck out in search of their missing friend, Ezra Bridger. Sabine will join Ahsoka in the hunt for Grand Admiral Thrawn and Ezra in the unknown regions, and the show is largely going to be a continuation of Star Wars Rebels, but this time in live action. So now that we know who's going to be playing Sabine Wren, maybe a more official extensive cast announcement is going to come soon for the Ahsoka series. It's been rumoured that Lars Mikkelsen is going to be playing Thrawn, Ezra Bridger is going to be played by Mena Massoud, and hopefully we will hear a cast announcement for Hera Syndulla. Really exciting stuff my dear friends, and with that said, let's talk about the Book of Boba Fett. As you guys know, recently Ming-Na Wen teased that marketing for the series is really going to start ramping up, and it seems as though the upcoming issue of Empire is showing that off in style. On both the official cover and its variant for subscribers, on the new issue coming on November the 25th, we see Boba Fett looking like an absolute badass on what looks to be Mos Pelgo or somewhere else on Tatooine. On the right hand side in the background, we see the iconic Slave One, and front and center we see Boba ready for action in his upgraded gear. As we see from this and also the trailer for the Book of Boba Fett, Temuera Morrison is so much more in shape for this series, especially compared to The Mandalorian Season 2. Don't get me wrong, he looked amazing in that, but he's really gotten in shape. We learned from an interview that he gave over the summer that he's done most of his own stunts for the Book of Boba. Very impressive indeed, I can't wait to see it. Temuera Morrison is an absolute gem. The variant cover is also gorgeous with the shot of Jabba's palace during sunset. As always, they're not revealing too much, but when the issue drops in just under a week, we may get stills from the show and even a first look at the series outside of the trailer. To add to this, maybe this issue is a hint that we are going to get a second trailer or more TV spots or teasers or something in the next few weeks. Now while it's Boba Fett who stole the show with this cover, it's the text beneath it that has got fans talking. It teases that this issue is going to give us a first look at both the Ahsoka series and Obi-Wan Kenobi as well. In addition to this, there are interviews with Filoni, Favreau and others. Bespin Bulletin covered this in a new article, so let's see what they had to say. According to Empire magazine, Dave Filoni and Kathleen Kennedy will discuss the upcoming series Obi-Wan Kenobi, Ahsoka and more. Today, Empire magazine unveiled their covers for the January issue of the magazine featuring the Book of Boba Fett. The issue hits stands on November the 25th and boasts new images for the Boba Fett series, along with new details and interviews with Kathleen Kennedy, Jon Favreau, Robert Rodriguez, Dave Filoni, Ming-Na Wen and Temuera Morrison. However, the announcement of the issue also mentions that Lucasfilm President Kathleen Kennedy and Lucasfilm Executive Creative Director Dave Filoni are going to chat about the future of Star Wars on the small screen, and it specifically mentions Obi-Wan Kenobi and Ahsoka as projects being talked about along with quote-unquote more, so we could get more information and even an announcement. Obi-Wan Kenobi recently had a sizzle reel released on Disney Plus Day featuring interviews with leading man Ewan McGregor and director Deborah Chow, along with concept art of the series. Kenobi wrapped up filming at the end of August and is rumoured to be arriving in mid to late second quarter of next year, ahead of the Andor series and the third season of The Mandalorian, the latter which is currently filming and is due to wrap in March. It's unknown what else Kennedy and Filoni are going to talk about regarding the future of Star Wars. But given that Andor is due to release a handful of months after Kenobi next year, you'd assume we would hear something about that series. And who knows, we may even hear about the Lando series, or maybe even an update on Rangers of the New Republic. Rangers was shelved, but only temporarily. So in regards to the upcoming issue, I imagine the Kenobi stuff is going to be far more substantial than for Ahsoka. And the same goes for the Book of Boba Fett. We may see stills from the show, or maybe a poster or two. And if we're being honest, after the disappointment of Disney Plus Day, anything is better than nothing. So please, Lucasfilm, just give us something. So we might expect stills or posters for Kenobi and the Book of Boba Fett, but I'm really curious to know what they're going to reveal about the Ahsoka series. Is it going to be a cast announcement, a plot synopsis, or will it be Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau giving us an update on when to expect it? But when it comes to the Book of Boba Fett, that is what all of us in the fandom are keeping our eyes on. December the 29th is just over 1 month away, and we're all stoked to see what's going to happen. Nothing is known, we're more or less going in blind. We have had a few rumours and a few reports, but at this point, we don't know which ones are true and which ones were not. And at this stage, even if we do get a second trailer, it looks as though nothing big is going to be revealed until the show drops. Robert Rodriguez is very sure of his creation, calling it all killer no filler, saying that it's going to over-deliver, and I wouldn't be surprised if there's a moment or moments that break the internet. Maybe I'm being a bit hopeful, but I'm sure we're going to have a Luke Skywalker type moment like the Mandalorian Season 2 finale at the end of the Book of Boba Fett. It could be a big cameo, a reveal, or something, but considering how long we've been waiting for a Boba Fett series, they've got to hit us with something big. And you know what, guys? It doesn't even have to be a cameo. I just want a solid plot and very good action, which I'm sure we're going to get. Look at all the stunt work that's been going on and how intense the trailer was. So we're gonna have to wait and see what's in the show, and also what this magazine is going to contain in a few days' time. And as always, my dear friends, I will be covering all big reveals and everything right here on my channel. So make sure to subscribe if you've not done so already so that you don't miss a single thing. And so finally, my dear friends, unfortunately, Star Wars Battlefront 3 is not happening. According to a new report following Battlefield 2042, the next game from DICE is not going to be Star Wars Battlefront 3, but another Battlefield. And according to this report, it's simply due to the licensing costs of making a Star Wars Battlefront game. The report comes the way of prominent industry insider and leaker Tom Henderson, who claims that the licensing cost of Star Wars means that it needs 20% more sales than a Battlefield game to make the same amount of money. That being said, it's not all doom and gloom for Star Wars fans. Henderson adds to this, noting that EA is currently working on 2 single-player narrative-driven Star Wars games. He didn't mention where they are, but he believes that one of them is Jedi Fallen Order 2, the much-anticipated sequel to Jedi Fallen Order. Cameron Monaghan, who portrays Cal Kestis, did mention on Twitter that a big announcement is coming soon. Finally, my dear friends, another little piece from Secrets of the Sith. I've spoken about it a lot on my channel recently, and go check out those videos if you've not done so already. We spoke about the retconning of the importance of the ancient Sith world, and we also spoke about the importance of Darth Plagueis. But here comes a piece from the book. Star Wars reveals what Palpatine thought of Luke Skywalker's death in The Last Jedi. So in Secrets of the Sith, Palpatine reminisces on his old enemy Luke Skywalker and his death in episode 8. Now this is when Palpatine was coming back after his acolytes of the Sith Eternal helped transfer his essence into the clone body. So in the book, Palpatine acknowledges Luke's involvement in the Battle of Yavin, and he also reminisces on Luke's incredible willpower, as we saw in Return of the Jedi. But when it comes to Luke's death in The Last Jedi, Palpatine makes sure to mock his baffling behaviour and describes Luke's death as fitting, given that he, who turned Vader against the Emperor, died trying to save the one person who he couldn't redeem, Ben Solo. Now, Luke's death in The Last Jedi gets a lot of flack, and I guess even Palpatine is mocking it. As we saw in episode 8, Luke's death came when he projected an image of himself across the galaxy, distracting Kylo Ren and the First Order so that the few remnants of the Resistance could escape, but dying of exhaustion in the process. So there you go, Secrets of the Sith has answered the question of what Palpatine thought of Luke's death. So I ask you the question, have you checked out this source book? Are you going to? Are you interested? Let me know in the comments down below so that I know if you want me to cover more of it. But otherwise, my dear friends, that brings us to the end of this news update. If you guys enjoyed it, please be sure to give me a big fat thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you're brand new, and a massive welcome if you are, and also if you're feeling generous, then why not consider becoming a patron? The link is down there in the description, and on Patreon you get access to my Discord server, exclusive access to videos that are not found here on YouTube, and when my merch store is back up and running, you're going to get incredible patron discounts, and I'm talking about 60, maybe even 70% off this coming Christmas. You don't want to miss it. But with that said guys, may the force be with you always. I'm Star Wars Meg, and I'll see you tomorrow.